Welcome to the Fort Johnson podcast, where we dive into programs, initiatives, and stories that make our military families stronger and more connected. I'm your host, Jeff England, and today we have a special episode on a brand new initiative, the Spouse Sponsorship Program. Now, joining a new military base can be exciting yet challenging experience, especially for spouses and families. Recognizing this, Fort Johnson is thrilled to introduce the Spouse Sponsorship Program. But what exactly is this program? Stay tuned, because whether you're preparing to join our Fort Johnson family or you're a longtime member of this vibrant community, this episode's for you. So let's get started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are listening to this podcast. I am Jeff England from the Fort Johnson podcast studio and from the Fort Johnson Public Affairs office, something like that. But if you've been watching this episode or been watching our podcast for a while, then you know who we are and where we're from. And I like to speak in the royal we. So anyway, today I've got two special guests with me, Lucy Book and Barbara Bates from ACS, from the Army Community Service. Only one service, not services.
Correct.
Program. Lucy, you're the Family Programs Manager.
Yes,
which
that's right.
Makes a lot of sense. And let's see. Here we go. There we go. And Barbara Bates, you're our Relocation Readiness Program Manager, just in case anybody wants to look it up. Anyway, welcome.
Thank you. We're glad to be here.
We've got you've got this new program that you're working on, the Spouse Sponsorship Program. Well, if you've been in the military at all for a little while, you'll know about the sponsorship program for soldiers that helps you transition to your new installation. But we've always forgotten about the spouse and the family and all that stuff. So you've come up with a great idea to mitigate these problems.
Yes, that's correct. I found it very interesting when my husband and I went to Germany. You know, he had a sponsor, but I did not. So I had to find out where everything was on my own. This program is going to allow spouses that are living in the Fort Johnson area already to kind of take new spouses that are inbound under their wing and provide them with resources and answers to their questions, and we're here for them.
Well, that's great. I wish I would have had something. You know what? I know exactly what the first thing everybody needs in any kind of welcome pack for any installation, and that is a map of the installation.
Absolutely. And
not just a regular map, but a map with the addresses and the building numbers.
Yes.
Because everyone goes by the building number, but
they're not always in order.
No. I mean, it's like building one. Building one should be the first one near the gate. No, building one is like in the middle of our installation.
Yep. That is true. And it's very confusing.
It is. It's like, wait a minute, why is the brand new fire station building one? And I actually had the fire department in here and they answered it. It was because that corner right there used to be the old headquarters building, and headquarters building was building one.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
So yeah, it makes more sense than normal. So where did you come up with the idea for a spouse sponsorship?
Spouse sponsorship is on an installation base, so it's like it depends on the installation. And it's something that we have picked up from another installation where we've gotten information from them on how it works and the process that we're going to provide to spouses. So this gives them the opportunity to have a smoother transition from one location to another location, and gives them the ability to have a contact so that when they get there, it's not a completely strange place or situation that they're entering.
Now, this has been done on another installation, you said?
I called around to find out if other installations were doing this. And one of them, I believe it was Fort Carson, was doing a version of this, but they're not going to go as in depth as we are.
So once again, Fort Johnson leads the charge and is the cutting edge of the sword on all initiatives new and exciting, and
Of course.
Always.
forging the warrior spirit, right?
Right.
So we got. So what is the actual plan? What do you envision as the sponsorship package? Like including, like I said, the map would be really nice. Places to, where to eat, where the restaurants are. And
Absolutely. And like you said, the building numbers which are very helpful. Information that maybe you can find on our website, but we're going to go even more in depth and go into these surrounding areas.
Oh yeah, and the websites and the social media. There's a lot of things that now we need to know. It's like, okay,
Absolutely.
well, what's this one and that one and this one? And
I know we have we already have something in place for service members. It's called a welcome packet, so that would be something that would be available, but not everybody knows about that, and somehow it gets pushed under the weeds, I guess. So we're going to use a lot of the resources we already have, but we're going to bring in more resources for those family members and have them more readily available to them.
Right.
now, this is going to be run by ACS, or is it going to be run by the individual, like FRGs and stuff?
No, it's going to be run by ACS. Barbara's going to take the lead on it. I'm just assisting.
Well, she should, because she is the Relocations Readiness Program Manager.
Exactly.
So, relocations, it's in her title.
Exactly.
So, how long have you been planning to do this?
I want to say like 2-3 months that's been in the process. We don't have the slides finalized for the training yet, but we're working towards that, and they're going to be ready soon.
Well, that sounds great. So this isn't a mandatory thing.
No.
So it's going to be all volunteers, and you're going to
Exactly.
offer the training and everything. Just
Right, and that will allow the spouses that do sign up to be sponsors. They will also be able to count them as volunteer hours.
volunteer hours.
Yep. So it's a twofer.
That's so not only will you know what to do and what to say and what to send and how to send it, but you'll also be recognized as a volunteer.
That's correct.
That's awesome.
And we love our volunteers.
Oh,
we do.
I know you do. You love them at least 5 times a year.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, what are some of the exciting things that you're looking forward that you're really excited about getting into the program?
Working with the spouses. It's always nice to kind of get another viewpoint as well, so that we can improve what we do.
Right.
It's always nice to have somebody's perspective of, well, this is what I would have liked, or if we could have done it this way. So it's always good to have that reinforcement from volunteers and from people to kind of help us build and make better changes and make things better for everybody.
I'm sure you're going to have where to go or how to apply for jobs as a military spouse.
Yes.
So that would be great. I mean, because we do have the spouse preference hiring for GS,
Right.
And NAF. I think is NAF involved
NAF
in that
as well,
Okay,
yes.
so you've got everything going, and now you've got people to help guide the way.
Right. And, I think it's very important to connect with the spouses, just like Barbara said, because since they changed from family readiness groups to soldier family readiness groups, I don't think the emphasis is as much on the spouses and the family members as it used to be. I felt really welcome when I came here many years ago, but I don't know that that's happening with the SFRGs now. And a lot of times when we sponsor SFRG meetings, there aren't a lot of family members coming, and that's a shame because they're the ones that really need this information.
What are some of the basic needs or that are going to be met through this program?
I think just them being able to have that information ahead of time prior to coming to Fort Johnson, it'll give them the availability of that information so that they can plan schools, or they can plan housing, they can plan the different things that they need, that information up front, that sometimes that information is not directed through the soldier to the family members.
Right.
So it kind of gives them the ability to maybe help out or know a little bit more about what the process is, what
Right.
the soldier's going through, and that whole initiative, so of PCSing.
Now, as a sponsor, or as the spouse, do I have to initiate contact, or do you foresee people having to initiate contact, or am I going to be assigned a sponsor? Or
It's definitely going to start out as a request. They would have to actually put the request in for a spouse sponsor, at least initially for us to kind of get the plan going, so that we can make sure that they're connected with somebody that actually wants that assistance. Mm-hmm. They're looking for that help. They're looking for that guidance. So that spouse wants that information, and we want to be able to connect them with somebody who has been there and knows
been there, done that,
how
got the
to
t-shirt.
help and what to do and what to expect.
And I think that the junior spouses, the people coming in really need that information. We would also ideally like to hook up the spouse sponsors with the ones that are coming and are in the same unit or battalion or brigade, so that it's not, well, the spouse is from ops group and you're going into 310. Completely different circumstances. So we want them to make sure that we get somebody that is kind of attached to that unit or the brigade.
Yeah, so you got a built-in support system.
Exactly.
By the time you get here, I can see a main target of this program being newly married, brand new soldiers, first assignment,
absolutely,
first duty assignment. They get, and I can see it's like, okay, well, we're sending out, or we're getting a soldier in, and this soldier just got married, and they're bringing along their spouse, and that would be a good contact. It's like, hey, we know this is your first installation, your first experience, and I'm sure you've got a lot of questions.
Right.
Please contact us, and we will get somebody to be your big brother, big sister,
exactly,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we can get let them know, okay, this is what to expect. Here's what to expect. They're going to have to in process. They're going to have to go to the field. They're going to have to do training. You're going to have to get your ID cards, and so maybe they can walk them around to each, or maybe help them. It's like, okay, I've been through this. I just went through this. So go here to get your appointment, to get your new ID card, and then we can go over, and this is the commissary. It's a grocery store, but we call it a commissary.
Right.
And
exactly.
And these are the shopettes, but we call them expresses.
Right.
No. But they actually changed the name from shopette to express. So.
And also, like, the senior spouses or the spouse sponsors could, especially for brand new to the military spouses, they could encourage them to take like Army Family Team Building classes, so they know how to read an LES, how to tell military time, what are all those acronyms about. So it's going to help other programs in the midst.
Yeah, and the big one for the acronyms and initialisms is the NBC. Totally different meaning on the outside than
Absolutely.
it does for the military.
Exactly.
But the other, and then just classes and programs that aren't widely known to the new spouse or the new soldier. That right there. Places to avoid would be another one.
Absolutely.
Places to go, family things to do, how to or where to look for things. All the things that we take for granted because we've been doing it for so long that other people, it's brand new.
Yes.
So who knows?
We're hoping for a really positive number of spouses to come forward to volunteer to be senior spouse sponsors.
Spouse
sponsors, yeah.
Try saying that 3 times fast.
No, thank you. So we're looking for a good group to come together, and that will be basically be our test group to make sure that we have the information that we're providing that those spouses who have been here a while think that we need.
Yeah.
Have you gotten any feedback or any interest? Have you been advertising, hey, check this out, who's interested, who would like to help push out the premier the premier program?
We are getting ready to push the date of the class, but we haven't actually submitted that yet. So
we're working with MWR, our marketing department, to make sure that we have the proper flyer out there to, encourage people to sign up.
circulation.
And of course, with today, what I've noticed around here is everyone's when they like to advertise, everyone's love for the QR code.
Absolutely.
So I have a feeling.
I'm sure.
So where on the is it? Do you have anything up on your website or on your Facebook or anything?
Not yet, but once we get a marketing flyer, we will put that out, and we will hopefully get a lot of people to sign up.
Well, that's awesome. And I encourage everyone out there, be sure to, help out. You were there once. You were lost once, and now you're found. Wait a minute. That's a song.
I think it
is. I was lost, but now I'm found.
Yeah.
And it's all because of the spouse sponsorship program.
Right. Exactly.
So, whose idea? Who came up with this idea? Other than the others, who I know it's not an original idea because other programs are, but you're improving on it. So, whose idea? Who brought it forth?
It may have come from the Quality of Life. It may have come from the Quality of Life conference.
So there you go. These surveys and conferences that we put on are actually making a difference and working and coming up with ideas. And if you have an idea, you can help out too. Barbara, you're heading this up.
Yes.
So how much extra work have you done to get in? Because I know you're busy already. So everyone's busy around here, but
I don't know if I could put a time frame on that one.
Put a time frame. I don't know, but I haven't slept in 6 months.
That's about right.
Just keep plugging along.
That's a normal day. So how close or when are you hoping to get this off the ground?
Well, I think the first class is going to be in March.
In March. And that's right around the corner.
I will say once everything is established and we have it all ready to go and everything's been approved, we'll definitely be pushing it through.
Well, you got our support, and also you can push out the podcast. You get your information here. You get your information out. What website is the main website? Are you going off of the MWR website, the Johnson website, or Facebook?
I think we're going to put it out on as many websites as we can. It will definitely be on our Facebook page.
And that is under what?
It's under MWR, and it's Fort Johnson ACS.
And I'm sure the FRGs have email lists.
They do.
And they could push it out that way.
Yep.
So bring it up at your FRG meetings.
SFRG.
SFRG.
Thank you.
I know it's Soldier Family Readiness Group.
Right.
But when I say FRG and you say SFRG, I say sorry. FRG or SFRG. No, say something. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Say spouse sponsorship.
Spouse sponsorship. There we go. I've got so many things running through my head just as a brand new spouse coming over to, and this doesn't have to be, I'm sure if you haven't already thought of this doesn't have to be new to the area. It could be a new spouse.
Yes.
So, I mean, if you're already here and part of the community, being a new military spouse, usually you'll move here. But if you've already lived here, then maybe being a new military spouse, you can get a program. Say, hey, we call our grocery store commissary.
Yep.
That's a big one. I'm sorry.
It is.
Like, the last time I heard, or the last time before the military, the commissary was like a cafeteria kind of thing.
Right.
At a theater, or no, at a studio.
Right. And that's exactly what I thought when I got here. I kept calling the PX the commissary and opposite because I didn't have any idea what the difference was. But I know now.
You think that's bad? Try coming from an Air Force base.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know how long it took me to call it a PX over a BX?
BX, right.
And now it's the exact opposite. Now I call it a PX. Everything is a PX. And then I go to Hawaii and it's a NEX. It's like,
Right.
oh, come on.
That's the Navy.
Everything is different.
Right.
Actually, aren't they all exchanges now?
I think they are.
Yeah.
I think they're all exchange. Yeah, great. Now I got to call it something different again. Just like the Express.
Right.
For years and years, it was a Shopette to me. Now it's an Express. So now I'm going to have to get APHIS in here to tell me all the new exciting things for them.
Right.
But once again, the spouse sponsorship program could explain all that for you. As a family readiness or relocation readiness program, what does that involve in addition to the spouse sponsorship program?
What do I do?
Yes,
Aside from the spouse
Oh yeah,
sponsorship?
I mean, because I know you're busy all the time.
I do soldier sponsorship. I do newcomer briefs, and those are every week. And then the CONUS for overseas and doing a CONUS move. So if you're a first-time PCSer, that I help with information about your next duty station, where you're going, what to expect.
That would have been nice to have when I went overseas for the first time.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm PCSing finally. I got out of my first installation. It's like, I had to go to Korea just to get out of there.
Oh, wow.
Because that was the only way out of my first installation was through Korea.
I hear that's a really great duty station.
It is.
I've never been there.
It really is. I mean, and I was there. A second ago.
Right.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was there for a mission, and the day-to-day duties was mission oriented.
Yeah.
And it was really great. I enjoyed it. Made me want to stick around. Anyway, come on. So
I know you are.
and here I am. For relocations, do you send out the invitation for the soldier sponsorship, or do you just take care of the requests?
So basically, I train the soldier how to be a sponsor. The rest of it is done through ACT. They request a sponsor through ACT, and then it's the sponsor is initiated through the unit.
So there you go. That's a great in right there with the when you're training the soldier to be a sponsor. We can advertise the spouse sponsorship. It's like, yeah, now you're going to be a sponsor. I'm sure spouses would want to too. So why don't you have more volunteers? Make it a family affair.
Right. That would be awesome.
Actually, that would really be a good idea.
Yeah.
And then for the family programs, what are the family programs over at ACS?
Okay, so I am over relocation readiness, employment readiness.
So you're her boss.
I am.
Gotcha.
Employment readiness, survivor outreach services, MOBDEP. MOBDEP. Mobilization and deployment.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that what that means?
It is. It is.
We're going to have a class on acronyms and initialism.
We can do that. I would love to do that.
And abbreviations.
Yeah. And then I have all of what they call the APE programs. So it would be Army Family Action Plan, Army Volunteer Corps, and AFTB.
So is this so would we go to you to develop a family care plan just in case, or do they still have those, or
They do.
Am I even saying it right?
No, family care plan is something that you do through your S1.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
S1,
yeah.
another acronym or initialism.
Yep.
S1, G3, G5, G2, S6, MIB, SI6. And
You can just keep going on and on.
I know, right? APHIS.
Right.
APHIS, PX, BX exchange.
Yep.
But we have to get, I always just go off on a tangent with this thing, but the spouse program, I could come up with so many reasons why this is a great idea. I mean, just knowing where you're going to be living. You know, hey, we're moving there. We'll be there in a couple months. What kind of housing is there? I mean, what does it look like? Can you help me? Put me on the list, you know, the waiting list, or this. What kind of this am I eligible for? What kind of that can I get? And what is available? What's our just pictures alone? It's like, hey, this is our PX, or this is our exchange, and this is our commissary, and this is our K2. K2, that's clubs and carts. It's the bowling center and the miniature golf and all the entertainment. And by the time you get here, you'll get here just in time for Forge Fest and all the festivals.
Yeah.
And
really looking forward to that.
Oh yeah. And then then you could tell all the people, or you could tell them these are the areas that surround us, and you know, for a weekend out, you can go to Lake Charles and go to Pirate Fest or Watermelon Fest or the Wally Tamale Festival.
They just missed Mardi Gras.
And they just missed Mardi Gras.
Yep, sorry.
Yeah, I don't look at Mardi Gras, you know, the traditional Mardi Gras down in, well, not traditional, but the famous Mardi Gras in New Orleans. I don't look at that as a family event.
No. I was referring to the children's parade.
Oh, okay.
Like Alexandria.
Yes. Sorry, where was my mind?
Never mind. I think we know.
So you know, just those alone, and not to mention outings. If you have a sponsor, you've kind of got a built-in friend, maybe.
Exactly.
If they're nice enough, it's like, okay, here you go,
or maybe transportation if you've only got one car in the family.
Right.
And support, family support. Well, that would be it's family support.
Another thing that Barbara does with relocation readiness that she didn't mention is the lending locker.
The lending locker.
Mm-hmm. And that is what will help you if you don't have your household goods yet, but you need plates, dishes,
pots,
pans, bowls, all that stuff. We can help you with that. Now, in Germany, or I should say overseas, they can help you with washers and dryers and refrigerators and even some furniture. But over here, we don't have that. It's just basic essentials: laundry basket, table and chairs, that kind of thing.
For all the other stuff, you can go on Facebook and
absolutely Facebook Marketplace.
And we also have, you know, that also would bring up, well, you've got all of that, how to helping get housing, not like working it, but telling them where to go and
the process.
You could help people know where Corvius, the Corvius building is, because that's not this building; it's the other side of the street.
Right.
We get a lot of people going in here.
I bet.
It's like, nope, it's across the street. What am I saying? I get so excited when I get all these thoughts start running through my head. It's like, oh, this and that and this and that. And it's like everything just would fall into place. I mean, you would have, like you said, the help with finding places, let alone being driven there, or at least saying, no, it's easier just to go this way.
Yeah.
We've got the local, this is how you get here, or how about just being welcomed at the airport alone, just to say, okay, we're a little far away from the airport, so this is how you want to get here, or I'll meet you there and help you get here.
Right.
So, you know, this sounds just like an excellent program for everything.
It's basically like a welcome wagon. Yeah. You know.
Like a big old fruit basket waiting on your front door.
Right, except it's the spouse sponsorship program.
Well, I am excited about this whole program, and I think it's going to be excellent when you get everything nailed down and start training. And be sure to come on back. Maybe we can get a sponsor and a person that received, like the first person that got their sponsor come on in here. That'd be cool. Yeah. And we could say, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But I think Barbara should have driven me from the airport.
Well,
but I do thank you both, Lucy, Barbara from ACS, for coming in and talking to us today. Thank you very much.
We appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, thank you very much. And I am hoping that you will come back soon and let us know how the program's going with all the new stuff going on, and maybe tell me what Forge Fest was like.
Sure.
because I don't know. I don't know if
I know you won't have anything to do with that, will you?
No,
No.
not even a little bit. But I am happy that you came in here, and I'm Jeff England from the Fort Johnson Public Affairs Office. Be sure to subscribe and like, and also leave a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see as a sponsor, or if you were to PCS here, or what your biggest things were when you PCS to a new installation. So from the Public Affairs Office, we appreciate you watching, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button, and we'll be seeing you next week or so, and right here, but we'll be watching at you later.
That was easy.